he is having a mental breakdown. Oh my goodness. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but our favorite Sambo soldier is having a mental breakdown. That's correct. He's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, if you happen to take a look at Tantrum's Twitter account, he is going off on Nick Fuentes and he's going off on like Charlie Kirk conspiracies, which are of course being spearheaded by Candace Owens. He's slowly coming to the realization that the Republican Party is filled with a bunch of racists. No, God! That's what he's coming to the conclusion. And even if he comes to that conclusion, he'll never acknowledge it, right? He'll never admit it. And I want people to understand that has been the case for quite some time. That's where I said deuces, because they kept on talking about, Chicago, black on black crime. And I was like, okay, you keep on bringing this up. What are you doing about, the crime rate there? How are you helping the black community? And they then respond with, lift yourself up by the bootstraps.
Come on now, dog.
So it was like, okay, you don't want to help or give solutions. You just want to criticize and chastise. And then we see the Lyndon B. Johnson quote, and it all makes sense. Because you have a lot of these, middle class to poor who are like, well, I'm better than you, even though their conditions are, essentially a trailer park. But because they have, well, you're black and I'm white, that means I'm better than you. So that way they keep on, donating to Trump's campaign or donating to the Republican Party, and mum's a word.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
That's how they pull money, extract money out of their pockets. That being said, there has always been an underlying current of a racial tone within the Republican Party. Now, I will admit that it's been, I will say, more of dog whistles and a sleeping giant within the Republican Party. Because we can even look at, Nick Fuentes talking about how he himself got radicalized by Mark Levin. Mark Levin, fam. Okay, I don't know if y'all have ever listened to Mark Levin, but hearing that he got radicalized by Mark Levin is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And he was talking about how Mark Levin said, hey, America's no longer be a white country. You think that's a good idea? And it got him thinking, yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
He goes live and he says, America's becoming a majority non-white country. Does anybody think that's a good idea? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, that actually doesn't sound so good.
But that has always been consistent within the Republican Party. But it's been silent, right? It's been dormant for the most part. They try to deny it. No, we're all about, American people. Even now, when it comes to DEI, CRT, oh no, we just want meritocracy. We just want people who are qualified for the position. What people like Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, by giving him a platform, and mind you, Tucker Carlson was just calling him, gay not too long ago while they were kikiing with Candace Owens.
And he just was so worried that he just went on the attack because he doesn't know how to have normal relations after being banned everywhere.
Well, I think there's that
could be one element.
The angry gay kid thing going on. Yeah.
Or it's the...
What? And Nick Fuentes was doing exactly the same thing, attacking Tucker Carlson, talking about he wants to call me a Fed. He's the one that's a Fed. He's the one, that's elitist.
Tucker Carlson said I'm a weird gay kid in the basement, but I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Tucker Carlson says I have so many trust funds I never have to work. Tucker went to a $45,000 per year private high school, then a $45,000 per year selective Ivy League school in New England. Tucker Carlson's daddy was a Reagan appointee. And then, after years of bragging about being an elite, bragging about being so out of touch and so rich, now he's going to be the spokesperson for all the white people. Now he's going to roll up his sleeves. I just like to hunt and fish in my log cabin. I care about Klarna and credit card debt.
3 hours later.
I was listening to Mark Levin's show. This goes to show how normie I was.
Actually?
I listen to him every day.
And we see how quickly all that beef is squashed, all right? And I would argue this is something that black Americans can learn from, that when a crisis ensues, that all this, you black, you African, you Caribbean, all that goes by the wayside, that there is unity against a sole enemy. You need to learn from what we just witnessed. People that were talking trash, mad disrespectful to one another, have come together to unify over, hey, we've got to keep the country white. All right. I may have talked trash about you. You may have talked trash about me. But at the end of the day, we have got to keep our majority. We have got to keep our power. We've got to keep our control.
He's out of line, but he's right.
I just want to put that into perspective, especially given, the diaspora wars and all this goofy talk. I just want people to understand how quickly they get on code. But that being said, you have to understand from Tantrum's perspective. Tantrum has nothing, all right? When you have people like Dinesh D'Souza who are speaking out against Fuentes, and you have other individuals who are like Dave Rubin who are speaking out against Fuentes, you have to understand that the vast majority of the party don't want those people there. This is something that I said. I was like, Dinesh, you're Indian, fam. They don't see you as American. And we're now starting to see that that's exactly what they meant. When I said, hey, when they say American, they're not talking about brown and black people. They're talking about white people. And people will say, oh, Lucas, you're racist. Oh, you're just speculating. I'm like, now they're coming out and saying it. That sleeping giant that I was talking about, now they're slowly waking up. All right. Now they're slowly coming out and saying, well, yeah. All right, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear anything from you. We see this currently when it comes to, the YouTuber who went to India and had the little, the poop parade or whatever, the poop festival or something like that. And you see a lot of these accounts that are like white accounts that are actually ran by Indians that are now attacking, white people. So now you have this little internal war from all these racist accounts that were attacking black people that now they're attacking, the same people that they were at one point in time defending. And you're having a lot of these people who were never, ever meant to be a part of the party. They were just there because they're Stephen from Django. And that's what we're witnessing right now. Tatum is going through a Stephen from Django where he's crying over Massa. And what's happening is that he's realizing that the people surrounding him, they see him as Stephen from Django. He thought that he was a freedom fighter and he was one of the good ones. And you know what? This is what black people should be represented by. They should be more like me. And all along, they've been thinking this Negro is a house Negro. We can use him to our empowerment. We can use him to our benefit. Same thing like Dinesh D'Souza, right? Same thing like, you want to know another person? Patrick Bet-David with his PBT podcast. They don't see him as American. They see him as an Afghani, Pakistani refugee. That's what they see him. They see him as an immigrant. He will never be American in his audience's eyes because he's not white. Damn. Dinesh D'Souza, no matter how many, bullcrap videos he pulls out, right? 7,000 mules and everything to justify and validate his racist audience beliefs, they will never see him as one of them. Why? Because he's Indian.
Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
Damn. The same thing for Tantrum. Right? No matter how much he wants to say, oh, black people this and black people bad in Chicago and all this, they will never, ever see him and acknowledge him as one of their own. Why? Because he's black. Damn. And now you have people like Nick Fuentes who are letting them, essentially giving them the A-OK to come out and say that. Because now they're in the position of, hey, we're going to lose our majority. All right? I don't want to be a minority in this country. I don't want to be treated like that. So now that fear right there, that fear is very powerful. That fear can, in many cases, can give people a little push. That fear is going to act as gasoline in many of these people's tanks. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to start seeing a lot of people who you would never in a million years think to be racist. There's no way he would be racist. There's no way. He doesn't even talk about politics. He doesn't know anything about politics. They're going to come out of the woodworks and be like, no, he's right. I agree with him. I agree. And you're going to be shocked. And what you have to understand, the reason why all these people are coming out against individuals like Fuentes and Tucker and all the rest of them is that they won't have a job. Damn. They won't have a job. They will have no employment. The moment in time the Republican Party goes full mask off, right? They may give it a little hint here, a little hint here, a little teeth here. Once they go full mask off, all right? They go full mask off, they won't have a job, fam. They won't. Tatum will be unemployed. Tatum is as dumb as a pile of bricks. He got nowhere to go. Dinesh D'Souza, dumb as a pile of bricks. He got nowhere to go. Vivek Ramaswamy, nowhere to go. Patrick Bet-David, nowhere to go. If once their audience actually denounces them because of who they are, you're Indian, you're not really like us. As long as you are tap dancing for us, we like you. The second you stop that tap dancing, you get a reality check, bruh.
Wake up, nigga.
You get that wake up call real quickly, and that's going to be happening like a domino effect. Now, I'm going to do another video when it comes to the whole, Republican conservative civil war, because that's what we're witnessing. That's what we're witnessing, especially with the conflict with Israel, especially with what's going on right now with Charlie Kirk. There is very much a conservative civil war. But you have these people, such as Dave Rubin, such as Dinesh D'Souza, Vivek Ramaswamy, Patrick Bet-David, Brandon Tantrum, Kunis Owens, and a lot of them that were brought in. Okay, they were brought in with this wide net that was cast, thankfully to Trump. So you brought all these people in, all these browns and the blacks and the gays and everything, and they don't really mess with that. They don't really mess with that at all. They want white and they want Christian. That's what they want. And I hope people understand what their vision is for the country. And if these people get in power, these people get the ears of enough white ignorance in this country, that's exactly what will happen. And it'll be game over for everyone. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe, well, Lucas, that's not true. America's for all Americans. As long as you're pro-American, I ain't got a problem with you. Or if you believe that same person who will say that to you, you let him be a minority when he goes to the grocery store. You let him be a minority when he goes to his neighborhood or his apartment complex, and see how quick that switch flips. See how quick he changes his mind. See how quick he'll call you an N-word or a Pajit or any other derogatory or slurs that they have. You'll see how quick that these people who be your brothers and sisters, be your co-workers, that will change at the drop of a dime once they get that little bit of fear. You'd be surprised. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you happen to have a disagreement, you know where to find me. Thursday through Saturday, Disagreement Day. Number on screen, you call and we duke it out. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, which I hope you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think and subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
Wake up, nigga.